Hey guys, this is Max from MHS Pod. I hope you're good, and today we will do A to Z tutorial. We will recreate this amazing scene with Cinema 4D R20. We will use the volume builder and volume mesher to recreate really nice pattern like this, and we will see also all the rendering parameters to create an image like this. This image can also be an animation because you will see that each pattern is procedural and driven by a noise. Really nice. Just before starting this tutorial, I invite you to join our Facebook group called Motion Designers Community. A really nice group where you will be able to share your work, see the latest tutorial, give feedbacks and meet really nice people. That's clearly the place to share your last reel. I also notice you that we are making physical events in case you want to meet really nice motion designers and really nice people. Just check our website under the event section. You will see everything about what's going on. And if you are in London or near London, get your ticket for the upcoming edition. I made also a nice tutorial on Cinema 4D R20. Be sure to take a look at all the tutorial on the channel. Really nice resource by many members from the community. And in case you like our personal work, feel free to subscribe to MHS Prod, Instagram, Facebook, Behance, or anything. It will be really nice if you can support us. Now let's start. We will go on Content Browser on the top right and use a pre-made head. We will soon have a nice modeling tutorial on the channel, but today we will use a pre-made head. So click on Presets, find Sculpting, double click on Sculpting, find Example Scenes and open the 01 scenes. Let's double click on Modular Animal. This is a nice model by Eric Smith. As soon as you have opened this scene, I will delete all this and I will convert my animal into an object because you see I have here the sculpting tag. So right click, current state to object. I can delete the animal with the sculpting tag. Nice. I will move the animal by hitting Shift and move it 200 centimeters in Y. So I have it on the ground. Really nice. I will work on instances. Why? You will see at the end of the tutorial because we will use this head as the glass, and inside we will use instances to generate 3 different patterns. I think in English we are telling 3 and not 3. Sorry, I'm from Paris and I try to make nice English tutorial, but I can make some mistakes. So let's convert this animal into an instance. Just click here or click here. I will hit Alt G to group this object inside a null. You can also select here the null object and drag and drop your animal inside the null object. Why we are doing this? I will use the animal as an instance, but I don't want to see my animal mesh right now. If I double click right here by hitting Alt, my object will be disabled and I will not see it in my instance. If I put it into the null and if I hide my null, my animal will be hidden, but I will still see the instance. Nice. So my original mesh is hidden, but I still see my instance. Perfect. Right now, we will take our volume builder and volume measure object. So go here, take volume builder and volume measure. Nice. I will move my animal inside the volume builder, and you see this nice volume happening. I will move my volume builder inside the volume measure. I'm losing a lot of details, but by changing the voxel size, I will be able to see more details. Let's put a value like 5. It will be nice for us to work with this value. Let's change the type to fog. Fog will allow me to use more blending mode operation. It will be perfect in our case. Right now, I will take a field. So let's go on create. Let's take a field. Let's take group field. Why we take group field? Because we will add several objects inside our fields, and we can use the same field on several volume measure objects. Really cool. So let's take this group field and let's put it above the animal instance. Let's go on the volume builder and let's change the volume field creation space on objects, because if I leave it on box, when I will add my noise into it, it will be only on a box. But if I change it to objects, all my objects will be affected by the group field. Let's change this in multiply mode. Perfect. I will not now create the field, random field. The random field will use a noise to generate nice patterns of our animal. So let's take the random field and let's drag and drop it into this. And as soon as I do this, I will be able to see this really nice effect happening. Really cool to see this. Let's click on random field and let's change the field to something like noise. As soon as I change the random mode, I will be able to choose a Cinema 4D noise type. Let's find something cool. For example, you have the Voronoi, Cell Voronoi, and today we will use Cell. Cell will generate this nice cellular noise. You can change the scale. It will generate different type of patterns. Really cool to see. And do not forget that at any moment you can change the volume builder voxel size to have something with more precision. Really cool. Let's go back on our random field. Let's change the size to something like 150. And I'm pretty happy with it. Now I want to clamp my noise field, and I will use the curves. This is a nice technique shown by Tim Clapham on his SIGGRAPH presentation and some videos he made. So really nice. Let's go on random field, on group field, sorry, and let's take the curve. With the curve, I will be able to clamp my noise. So let's select for 2 points, select 1 point, hit A, right click, and in point type, select unify, I guess. No. Spline preset linear. Sorry, I'm French and I only set my Cinema 4D in English for making English tutorials, so I can make sometimes a few mistakes because I'm searching what I'm going to do. Click and hit Ctrl to create a new point. Move this point here and move this point on the top. If you move this, you can see that I'm creating a nice clamping effect. So my noise will only happen in some place. Really fun. I can double click and create a simple material so I'm able to see what's going on. I will now duplicate this volume measure, change the color of the material, so create a new material, drag and drop it right there, and select something different. Right now it's really simple. I just need to go on the curve, select all the points, and by moving them you see that the pattern are moving. You can use this technique with any kind of noise. So let's duplicate this again. Let's create a new material. Let's take, for example, orange. And let's change on the group field the curve position. I can do this again and again to create something nice. Right now I want to smooth all this. You can go in Volume Builder and use a reshape layer. Another thing you can do is append in the volume the smooth filter right there. And you can go in Filter, change the parameters. For example, let's take 50, change the type if you want to change the type, and you can just drag and drop it inside our volume builder. So any change will affect all the three groups. Nice, nice, and nice. Nothing happened because you need to set the smooth filter in a volume type fog. As soon as you change the mode, everything will change. You see all this nice smooth pattern. You can change the filter and my form will change. Pretty cool. Okay, let's stay with this value. I'm pretty happy with it, and I will now launch my Octane render. Let's launch Octane. I will launch my renderer and move it to the right. I will convert my material. I can go on material and convert material. It will convert my material on Octane material. But if it's not working well, I can recreate by myself material by going into Create, Shader, C4D Octane, Octane material. Let's select one color, set the material in glossy mode, duplicate, duplicate. This one will be white, and this one will be orange. Good. Nice. nice. Good. Pretty cool. Now I will click and disable and re-enable my null by double clicking here, and I see that my mesh is back. I will right click on my mesh and create a specular material. I need to wait a bit because Cinema 4D will recreate again the volume. Here I have this bad result. It's because I need to change the mode in my kernel setting. Let's change it to paste tracing and let's change the parameters. It's not an Octane tutorial, so just copy the parameters. I've made a few Octane tutorials to explain how it works, and you have really nice resource around the internet. So just follow what I'm doing and we will have something nice. Okay, 8 and 8 looks good to me. Paste tracing 8 8. Up these parameters a bit to optimize and have a faster feedback, and tick adaptive sampling. Pretty nice, pretty cool looking. Okay, right now I want to have a material with a bit more complexity, and I want to see back my eyes and all the stuff. So double click on this material, open the node editor. Now we will do a material a bit more complex. Go to mix material, move the mix material, put the specular in material 1, and let's create another material. Let's leave it white at the moment and put it in material 2. Right now, drag and drop this new mix material to your animal mesh. You will see some change, a mix between the two materials. Now I want the white material to be only applied in my area where I have ambient occlusion. You can do this by adding a dirt node. So go into dirt, drag and drop dirt, and take the dirt and put it into amount. You can change the diffuse color to something black, so you will be able to see a bit more clearly what's happening right there. And if I put a strength here, you see that I have my eye. I can up a bit the radius, let's say 5, details to 2. So you see that I have now my black material only appearing in these areas. So the effect is really strong there, but it's to show you how it works. So let's change the strength to something like 5, details to 1, radius to 3, to have something with fine details. I'm happy like this. Now we will make some change. I will also take the afterburner and I will enable my fans, so it can make a bit of noise, but it will decrease my temperature. It's really important to work with MSE afterburner when you are doing Octane renders, because your temperatures can go really high really easily. So it's it's nice to have a look on the temperatures and to cool them down by using your fans. Okay, let's go back on this material and let's put this material on something reddish, and let's re-render again. Okay, the result is not really nice as expected. Let's leave it in white for the moment, or in black. That's just your own choice. Okay, now I need to do a little lighting setup. So I will append the HDRI environment. Let's go in image texture, and here I should be able to locate a HDR file. I have few HDR from Grayscale Gorilla, and I will be able to set a nice lighting. So now it's up to you to choose a light that you like to create a nice look. So let's take something like no, I don't like this one. Okay, let's stick with the first one. It's okay. I will up a bit the power, and I will create another octane sky. I will go in texture environment, and I will change the RGB spectrum to something a bit dark, maybe a dark red. And I will go in my environment tag and select the type as visible environment. So I will have my head as this nice mesh and the background as a visible environment. Feel free to change things if you want to have something different. Okay, pretty nice. And now I will be able to make few changes to the material. For example, let's take our octane specular. Let's add some roughness by taking the texture. Let's go in texture. Let's go to plugins, C4D Octane, and I can use maybe a noise. So I will have some roughness happening. I can change the parameters to have something less strong. So you see, I only have little imperfections in some place, and I can copy this noise, copy shader, and go into bump and paste shader. So I will have a little bit of bump in the same areas. Looks cool. Right now I can take my object and I can edit all this, or I can duplicate this. I will select my volume and convert it into an object. You can also right click on it and go on current state to object. I will also convert this one, because I will not animate the noise. You can also animate the noise by going through the parameters. You can change the noise. You have everything needed in the beginning of the tutorial. But right now I want to make a still, so let's take this, let's group this, and I will be able to create instances of this mesh. So right now I can go here and create a first instance, move it, can change position, and I can create really nice scene. If I control click, I will duplicate the mesh. I can also use the symmetry, but I will just go for the manual option. Now it's my turn to create something nice. Change the parameters. Let's take something like this. And let's move till you find something nice. Move the object and use the live viewer feedback to create something nice and good looking to you. You can of course change the lighting to make something more dramatic and cooler, but I will stay with something really simple for this tutorial. Nice. Right now, one last thing just before rendering is to set my camera depth of field. So let's go into my live viewer, object, Octane camera, and if I click on Octane camera, I will be able to go in thin lens and add some aperture. With the aperture, I will have some blur. I can click on pick focus and I will pick the focus on my first head. So my first head will be on focus and the other one will be out of focus. It can create really nice depth effects. I will launch my After Effects and we will set something for the render. I invite you before rendering to change the light and make something that you really enjoy. Here my lighting is not really good, but I do not want to spend too much time on this tutorial because you have all the things done. You just need to tweak, change the HDR, maybe add several lights. You can change, add more objects. It's up to you. I will just show you how I will export this and we will do the post in After Effects with my previous rendering. Let's go in Output, select Octane Render, go in Octane Render, Render Paces, enable the Render Paces and use the AXR format because I will be able to set several paces. Of course, set the place where you will save your render and go in Info Paces, save the AO, the Z depth, and any pace that you want to use. If you use, for example, emission or something, you can just click and have emitters. Right now, you can render your scene. Now we are in After Effects. Import your image and your multipass. You may ask why I use After Effects to touch my image, because After Effects is made for videos and I work as a motion designer. So everything that I will do right now on my image can be applied to a video, not like Photoshop. You see that this lighting is a bit better than what I've done inside C4D. It's because I spent a bit more time by tweaking the HDR settings, by putting something a bit darker, and also I've added a side light right there. Cinema 4D. No, I don't want to save. Perfect. And I will add my multipass. You see it's black, but with the effect extractor, I will be able to extract my different paths. For example, I can have my Z-depth and I can tweak it. I can also find the effect here on effects and type extractor. I'm using FX Console by Video Copilot. It's a free plugin. I can hit Control and Spacebar and I have a little charge bar, but I can just charge my effects right there. Right now I will be able to set my white and my black point to create this kind of maps. I will hit Shift, Control and C to pre-compose this. I will jump inside there and I will add a new effect on a new layer. So I can create a new effect layer and I will add there a little curve so I can clamp my black and have something really dark there. What I will be able to do with this map, I will be able to compose really nice things. I will hit Ctrl and Y and create some nice depth. If I set this to Lumamate, I can have a nice mood in the background. Really cool. I can also, for example, take smokes. Let's take some smoke footage. Just add a smoke. And if I duplicate my layer, this layer, I can add my fog. Only behind the first head. And if I set this to screen, I'm adding a little bit of smoke. And I think it's a nice thing. Now I want people to have the focus more on the foreground head. So I will use a plugin called Magic Bullet Looks. I will go inside my presets and I will add a first preset to change the colors. Let's go in filters and take, for example, cat eye. Nice. I will change a bit the power and I will have something with less value on it. Nice. I will add another looks and I will add more effects to it. I will go in my tools. I will take the lens distortion and I will add a little distortion to create this nice lens effect. I will also take the chromatic aberration and I will create a little chromatic aberration effect. It helps to add a little bit realism and power to your image. Now I want to focus on this part, so I can use more tools, design for your subject. So let's go in subject and I think spot exposure maybe can be what I'm looking for. So change this, change. Let's go in the eye, and I can add more light there. So people will focus where the light is. So by adding this, I help people to focus on this area. You see, if my image is in little, you clearly want to watch this part in first. That's nice. I can now add more effects to it. I use the Universe suite, and I have one cool effect called carousel. I will browse the presets and go in pink dahlias. This effect is nice, but I want to lower it a bit. Nice. Now I want to create more interesting lighting. So I will create new layers. So I will create a basic, let's say, this color, and another one in this color. Right now I will use this tool to create effects like this. So you see, I'm just helping the viewer to focus even more on this head, and I will create with these two colors a nice color effect. I can right now control this by lowering the value. And I can even add more effects. So I can add, for example, a vignette. And I can again add another color correction layer of your choice. Can tweak till I have something I like. And I think this image is pretty nice. This image can be a video. We have a nice focus point. We have a cool composition. And we've helped the viewer to focus on the point of interest by adding light, by adding colors, by blurring things, and by adding fogs. I hope you guys enjoy this little tutorial, and see you next time for more videos. Cheers!